the live button, so we're about to be up and running.
All right, we ain't telling no more secrets. Shh.
Yeah, call it what they call it, inside baseball or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Inside the NFL.
right. But so this is gonna be episode 129 of the First Framerates podcast. Hey, yo, listen, I think thank you for everybody being patient and actually looking out for me because honestly, last Thursday I truly did have some chest pains and I didn't know if it was from the pollen. I didn't know if it was from whatever. But I let everything just play itself out. No other symptoms came about. I didn't have a cough or no fever or nothing. So I'm still playing it as like I'm okay. Everything's good. I did check my fever, but I was good. So we did cancel the podcast for that on Thursday, but now we're back on Tuesday, and a lot of people been asking about these two new consoles coming out, and they wanted our thoughts. So that's where this episode is going to be. Also, you guys can always ask questions about free agency. You can talk about anything else that's on your mind. How you guys are doing with this tough time with quarantine and people getting sick. Um, put all that in the comment section. We do value your opinions and your questions. So, like I said, episode 129. You can catch us on iTunes, SoundCloud, also Google Play. Check us in the Discord. I haven't pushed that enough, so join the Discord if you haven't already. And nevertheless, let's jump over to DJ. How you been, bro?
Well, that's been I would say my usual stuff. Just been relaxing. Some unfortunate things happened due to here in Maryland because Governor Hogan announced, what was it, Monday or yesterday, that all non-essential businesses shut down by 5, and my business was one of, well, not my business, but my job was one of them. So
Yeah, that
right
sucks,
now I'm
bro.
out of work until further notice.
Yeah,
Um,
that sucks, bro. So how are you holding up? Is anything coming your way as far as any relief, or what did they say they're gonna do for you guys?
um, I'm like the typical thing. It was like file for unemployment. I'm still waiting on these dumbasses in Congress to figure something out.
Hold up, they still haven't
Just
come
like
up. They haven't come up with the. They
I
didn't.
don't know if they haven't figured anything out, but this blame game is stupid.
Yeah, it's
I'm like, you probably saw me going back and forth with a couple of people
right.
and really trying to surmise that both sides are our enemies right now.
I'm gonna tell you something,
Because,
DJ. You
yeah,
know how I am when it comes to politics. Now, me and you, we kind of like go on opposite sides at times. My thing is, I just want results. I don't care who do what.
yeah,
I want results. And like you said, I was surprised when you told me that they didn't come up with the resolution for this bill because they've been at it since last night or night before. Like we
yeah.
got people out here struggling, and in like your situation now is like you need stuff like this to come through.
And then here's the thing: I go to file for the unemployment, the site crashes because the demand is so high. So
Everybody's doing it right.
so that's why it's important that these dumbasses in Congress figure this shit out
Yeah, it's just
now.
I agree. I agree. Cause not only that, it's like some people, you know, I'm still working because I'm a trucker. They say truckers are essential work,
Hmm.
so they're not stopping us from working. The only thing they tell us to do is like whatever we're delivering when we have to drop off whatever we drop off, just keep your distance because we're not up on people like that, and we're not mass gathered. We're just in the truck
Hmm.
driving.
Right.
So for us, it's like they want us to be on the road. They told us they're not shutting us down, but I can use the money. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I'll be a fool not to take it because I mean, this is gonna help me with things I have to do here at the house. And my wife, she working from home now, so things on her end needs to be and needs assistance monetarily. So,
Hmm.
um, they need to do something, But nevertheless, like I said, this is it. I don't want to make it a part of the episode, but it's something serious going on right now. This is something
It's
that
it
never happened.
everything's interconnected when it comes to when we talk about sports and video games, and there's life that happens,
Right,
and
you're
this
right.
is one of those
You're right.
times where life has impacted. You can see where our topics are. Our adrenaline, we're literally, I think podcasters are literally pulling out their ass topics because those of us in the sports and video game, there's not much to talk about because nothing's really going on. I'm like, we're talking about the Xbox and PS5 because they just recently, PS5 just finally revealed themselves a little bit.
Right.
But other than that,
and on top of that, we're just trying to make things seem normal. You know what I mean?
yeah, because some things did happen in NFL, and right now with the Redskins, I know it's always something interesting going on in Redskins Nation. So
right. So I mean, but yeah, throughout all the chaos, we're gonna continue to try to make this as normal as possible. Like I said, I'm still working, but it's not. I'm not everybody, and there's people out here who need their jobs. I mean, there's businesses that need to stay in business. Like there's some people who can only last after 2 weeks of just running without any income. So it's serious out there. But
now here's the thing. One last thing before we get away from it. Shout out to all the medical workers, all the grocery workers, all the manufacturers, all this what they're called essential fields. If it wasn't for you guys, this country would be in shambles because obviously in DC, this Congress and this president obviously doesn't know what they're doing. And also shout out to the governors, especially here in Maryland, Governor Hogan.
Really doing something. Those are the ones that are really doing something because it's a state by state cases, and these governors are really pulling together to keep things all up afloat.
All right, let's get to the task at hand.
Xbox Series X revealed themselves first, and Xbox Series. Well, I'm just gonna call it Xbox Series. I'm not doing the whole thing. Or you may hear me call it the Series. It revealed itself. I like some of the things that they came out with as far as what they're doing with their console. I was impressed with some things with what they're doing. As of right now, I like the PS5. Don't get me wrong. But as far as the console itself, it kind of reminds me of the Xbox One versus PS5. The console itself looks like it's the console to have, but we all know what drives the consoles. It's the games. But the Xbox Series X with the memory card, the 12 teraflops, which really don't mean much. It's a lot of power behind it, and it looks like it's going to be a solid console for what it is. But the PS5 came back with what they had, and it kind of made me pull back and say, okay, I think I'm going to still stick with getting the PS5 over the Series X because I know what PlayStation is going to do. But one thing about the PlayStation 5 that really made me just say, forget it, I'm going to get a Pro again, is the fact that the backwards compatibility is not 100% backwards compatibility. And I'm not talking about every game plays with the PS4. It's somewhat like software emulation, kind of like how it was with
like PSN Now.
Yeah, it's kind of like PSN Now, but you can still play your games like it's not a streaming version of software emulation. So to me, I need it, and I'll be the last person to say I need it because I have most of the consoles. If I want backwards compatibility, I want the console within a console. Kind of like how the PS2 did with the PlayStation 1. The PlayStation 1 is in the PS2, so you're not going to have a problem with nothing. The PS3, the fat PS3 had the PS2 and the PS1 in the console, so you're not going to have a problem with it. So, I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm still leaning towards it, but I got rid of my Pro thinking that the PS5 is going to be fully backwards compatible because they was touting that earlier. But now I'm just going to go back and buy a Pro. I'm going to probably find like a local pawn shop or something and find one that works, and I'll just have it there. But what are your thoughts about these two consoles, or you can just take it one by one?
Well, I'm looking at it overall because I think we already went through breaking down the Series X, and I think we kind of went through PlayStation. I don't know if their reveal was after our last podcast or whatnot, but just looking at their reveal, PS5's reveal, a lot of techno babble. So I'm not going to waste time with that like I tried to the other day.
Yeah, they really didn't help. They really didn't help.
That was the nerdiest reveal I had ever seen in my entire life. Right. I was just like, I I was wondering why people were live streaming, like sharing the stream. Like look at Hard 8, and it was just like this really. I'm like, he understands it, but it's just like, how can you make that entertaining and pop
I think the
to
problem with it
people?
is the fact that when they knew what Xbox did, what they did, they should have
Mm-hmm.
did somewhat similar. But what they did was they just talked about the developer side of it instead of doing what Xbox did.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say something to Ravens Nation. No, I know you do your own analysis, but you do follow me, and I did say power versus speed um, before I saw you say anything. So yeah, you've been watching. I'm not. I agree with you. It is power versus speed. So
I never thought about it like that, to be honest.
you're really gonna have a preference. I'm
Yeah,
like, do you want more graphic fidelity? Get an Xbox. If you want faster loading times, get a PS4. If you want, and then now you have, because the last console generation, it was more about
yeah.
pricing and services. Now it's power versus speed on top of services and price.
But that's one thing.
So
Yeah, that's one thing I kind of got from this. It feels like now that they're trying to focus on the console it's kind of taking you back to where it was with the PS3 360 days
mhm,
or the PS2 original Xbox days when they focused on what the console do instead of they're trying to sell you television networks, or they're trying to show you that you can watch, you can do all this, put apps on your PS or on your PS4. It's like, no, we want to take it back to, like, this is a gaming console. Show us why this is a gaming console. And I think this
mhm,
is what they're taking it back to. And that right there alone, if they continue to push that narrative and they show me more, I will probably end up getting both. Even though the Xbox games are going to be on PC, I'm a tech person. I like having consoles.
mhm,
I prefer playing on consoles, honestly, because it's nothing like just having that one unique box that
mhm.
plays certain games. To me, it's more like it's an identity thing, and that's one reason why I did not care for the PS4. It doesn't fit. If you look at the PS3, PS2, PS1, those consoles felt like they had an identity. The PS4 just looked like a box that played games, and really, the original Xbox One looked like a VCR that played games.
Mm.
It didn't have that identity like when you look at a fat PS3, or like when you look at the slim PS2, or
Right.
like when you look at a GameCube. It's like those had an identity where it felt like not only that you're playing the games, it felt like you were playing something like unique,
Mm.
and I think they're trying to get back to that. And I think, you look at the Xbox One the Xbox Series, you can't tell me there's nothing unique about the way that console looks.
Right.
So
And then I think with the Xbox, we forget that it's going to be, say, oh, the sub boxes broke. Mm. I don't think, VF, were you aware of that?
what's that? The
It
sub
said,
boxes
what?
broke.
Yeah.
Sub box
That's
like
what Quaface is
like
saying. Quayface.
my subscription box, like.
I think your subscription box, yeah. It wouldn't be mine because it's not
Yeah,
my
I'm just
channel.
looking because I don't see nothing. You're right, because I don't see nothing that says subscribe on here either.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I'll look into that.
But,
Thanks.
but, damn, what I was going to say? Damn, I lost my train of thought.
You were saying something about the Xbox did something. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, I have the short-term memory of Dory, so don't mind me. Uh, those that don't know, that's from Finding Nemo, Finding Dory.
Mm-hmm.
Don't act like I'm the only one that watched that movie.
I know. I got it. I got it. I caught it.
It was well. I'm talking about the people in the chat. They look like they're in shock, like, oh my god. But anyway, so yeah, don't forget that the Xbox, they've only shown you just one of their series or whatever. Apparently, they will have a more powerful console down the line. So
Right.
whatever they initially it with Microsoft going back to that power versus speed mechanic, and I'm sure PS5 will have the same dynamic, just going towards speed. They'll have, with their speed, they'll have power on the back end. Of course, with Xbox's power, they have speed on the back end. So again, this is about preference. It's not really about which is better at this point. Only thing you can really look at is which is better is the pricing. Like, what's the price of the PS5 going to be, and what's the pricing of the Series X going to be?
Well, and not only that, I mean, you got to understand, like, all of these games, even with the Xbox One Series, may have a higher, it may have a higher resolution count. These games are going to look fairly identical. We're not. I mean, I think a lot of guys, DJ, you grew up in this era because me and you were around the same age. You remember when these consoles back in the day had legit differences?
Oh yeah,
but the same game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, one comes to Alien versus Predator, Sega Genesis versus Super Nintendo.
Shoot, Double Dragon,
totally different games, but they were the same game, but they were different because they was on different consoles.
Right.
I think the last console generation that did it was kind of like the GameCube. I think the GameCube, if you bought like a game for the GameCube compared to the PS2 and the original Xbox, those games were slightly different. And even with the Wii, but we know why the Wii was different. But
see, in the GameCube, it was mainly because the disc size was smaller.
Right. But you felt like you had a different experience playing the same game on that console.
Yeah, because Nintendo knows how to work. They work with what they got versus when you have all that space and Sony is like, I don't know, let's put that this.
Right. There. Case in point, I have a Wii U, right? Go play Tekken Tag, and I know a lot of people don't really go back and play games like this. Go play Tekken Tag Tournament 2 on the PS3, then go back and play it on the Wii U. The Wii U version, you can actually dress the characters up in Mario costumes, and you can actually have them like get mushrooms in the middle of the game, and they get like big, like they got a mushroom. Or like Bayonetta, for the Wii U, you could dress up like Princess Peach, or it has like different side missions compared to the ones on 360. It's like Nintendo does stuff like just going back to the Series X and the PS5, it would be nice to have games like that instead of just saying, oh, you got the PS5 so you get early access to DLC. Right. I mean, you should have like a different experience. It'd be a reason why you got a certain console. It's like now, like the games are so identical. DJ, I'm gonna be honest with you. This power versus speed thing is nice, but if you like not really into that, you're probably not losing either way by getting either one.
Yeah, I don't see anybody losing out. The sad thing is the console wars will continue.
Yeah,
people will fanboy for either console and say, "Well, ours is better because of blah 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 blah." Like, that doesn't mean shit.
We got 12 teraflops. What y'all
well,
got?
Shoot, the last this current generation teraflops obviously didn't matter because even Ravens Nation pointed it out. The frame rate consistency was better on the Pro than it was on the series on Xbox One X. So I mean, it's about
Oh, go ahead.
It's about what the developers do with their game and how they optimize it towards that console. It seemed like they optimized it better for the Sony machine than they did the Microsoft machine.
Because you know why, right? Because with the Xbox One X was just pure power. The thing with the PS4, they gave you an option, boost mode. They also gave you the super sampling mode. Like, I don't think the Series X has a super sampling mode. So like, they optimize these games like, okay, you can run this game at 1800p. You can run it at 4K checkerboard at 30. But we optimize this game, so if you put it at 1080p, you're gonna get 1080p 60. You know what I'm saying? If you put the game at 1080p on an Xbox One X, you're just gonna get a 1080p signal, but it's still gonna be at 30. You don't get that optimization that they did. And and I think Ravens Nation put out another great one. He said this not that one, I'm sorry. He said, I think All Pro is much better on 360 than PS3, but I prefer Battlefield 3 any day on a PS3. See, this is another thing. The 360 and the 360 and the PS3 almost had it to where you had two different games. Look at Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead definitely looked different.
It was way better on the 360. Madden 08 on the PS3 versus Xbox 360, way better. But I finished talking about Bayonetta. That's another one, way better. You know what I mean? So it's like, if anything, I don't care. I ain't say I don't care about power versus speed. I would think that both consoles would really thrive if they did get like Call of Duty or if they got Battlefield 6 or whatever, and the Xbox version had like some DLC to where you get to play, team deathmatch in Microsoft offices or something like that, where you can run around the office and shoot and kill people, or like Sony, like you can go to Sony offices for TDM and you can fight in their offices, like a replica of where they work or whatever. Like it's just an idea that come to my mind. It's just something that gives you a reason. Like, okay, I have this console, and we have real exclusive content that you're going to get because it's the identity of that console. Like I said with the Bayonetta thing, where you could dress up as Princess Peach on Bayonetta, or you can dress up as Mario on Tekken Tag on the Wii U. It's like those things. Like, okay, I have the same game, but it's very different, and I'm happy that I got that. They don't do that anymore. It's like you look at a PS4 and the Xbox One, every damn game was just basically the same. And it didn't really help matters of console wars, because these console wars, they were like, oh look, they got more grass on GTA 5 in the wilderness on PS4. It's like, grass? Nobody gives a fuck about the grass on GTA 5. But this is what we're dealing with now. So, as of right now, I know you probably haven't made a total 100% decision, but what console you plan on getting out of these two?
Right now, it looks like I'm leaning towards PS5. But I value speed, especially with what has been happening as of late. Like, these load times are ridiculous. Graphically, I think I'm at my point where I don't need more graphical detail than what I already have. So and like I said, it's for me. I know people are like, we we can get further. I'm sure we can, but right now, not at the risk of gameplay. I'm more gameplay centered. So I want faster frame rates, and I want faster load times. I want to go. I'm sorry, I'm like hitting everything.
No,
I'm like punching the keyboard as I'm trying to move my hand.
You punching the keyboard? You sure you're not auditioning for the console war?
Nah, I'm auditioning to be in these Twitter debates. I know that much.
Right.
But it's basically, I'm gameplay centric. So I want faster loading times. I want things to be what they once were in video gaming. Well, minus the put in the game and load it up. I'd rather just load up the game and play. Like, I don't want to have to wait here. I don't want to have to sign in for this. I don't want to have to sign up for an account here just to
all that intrusive shit. Like, oh, you want to play MUD again? Like they keep asking you that. Like Madden 20 asks you that every time you load the game up. Like,
it's like, look, I said no.
Like,
no means no. I remember tweeting that a while back.
Right. It's like, like some like on computers or some like on your phone or whatever, it has a little tab that says "Don't ask me again." Like, why they couldn't put that on there? It's like,
right. Do not show. Only show once.
Yeah, show only once. Ravens Nation also says he's not too picky. He loves 1440p and 4K, but as long as I get 1080p 60 frames, I could care less. Forget about arguing which console is better. Push these companies to give us what we want. Now listen, I agree. I think at this point 1080, because last console generation, I just wanted 60 frames. Like once I played The Last of Us Remastered, that basically made me go build a PC, because I didn't realize that 60 frames was that smooth. Like, don't call me a noob, but
remember when we jumped on Battlefield 4? And I was commenting about the difference between 30 and 60. I was just like, whoa, my eyes.
Right, and the thing about it, DJ, we had 60 frames even back, like you said before, on the Dreamcast.
Oh yeah.
But I think that The Last of Us Remastered made me say, you know what? If I can get games to look this good, and back then it was just only 1080p 60. If I can get games to look like this, if I can get more games to look like this, I'm building a PC, and that's what made me build one. But like you said, I think 60 frames, 1080p. There's no game on the PS5 or the Series X. None of them should be below 1080p 60, and that's unacceptable. But I do agree. Like, I can care less about resolution. Honestly, I won't accept less than 1080p. But every game should be 60 frames easily. I don't see how that would be an issue at this point.
You know what's sad? I didn't even, I just thought about this whole entire time. I could have been gathering parts because now would have been a great time to start building. I would have
It's
had all the I would
it's
have had
never
all
too
the
late.
parts. Whoa, I'm obviously I'm gonna put that on hold now because I gotta
Right.
save every penny I have.
You ain't the only
But
one.
it's just one of those things where like if not that well I'm not gonna say that because no one knew that it was gonna get this bad. It really shouldn't have gotten this bad. Just to
Yeah,
be
I
a
agree.
real for a second, I'm like, we're not. It wasn't supposed to get this bad where everything shuts down, but things happen. But I always had this plan to like get the parts I need in increments, and then by the time I had everything, then build. It would have been a nice time. It's basically what I'm overall.
Well, you know how
Yeah,
2020 vision is. I mean, hindsight is 2020. We all know. Because trust me,
yeah, but when
there's
you're
some
moving
things.
forward with 2050 vision, then what?
No, trust me. One thing, because I was gonna make a video about this, and I almost went there when I did the video about something I learned from the situation. Um, just not to get off track too far, but
Hmm.
financially, the people who are listening to this, after we go live, or I mean after live, or you listen to this on iTunes, SoundCloud. If you don't learn anything about this situation, please get yourself right financially. Because I mean, this is bad, and some people are jacked up right now. But you always got to prepare for something worse than this. So put a few thousand in the bank. And I know that sounds funny. I know that sounds unrealistic to some people because I don't even have it like that. But we have to work on that. That needs to be our goal because I'm not saying this is going to happen again, but you never know. There could be other disasters that could happen, and we need to be
Hmm.
prepared, and so we won't be worrying about things that sounds that we take for granted. But I don't want to go on a tangent, but just be prepared. I wasn't prepared 100% to be honest with you.
Yeah, because remember the last time we went through something like this, even though nothing really shut down, it was a year.
Right.
So just we got a different process in place that
Yeah. So,
was just caught off guard
but
when
nevertheless, I
they
mean,
shouldn't have. But that's the.
yeah, I mean, even the fact that it shouldn't happen, you just never know. Trusting these people
Hmm.
that are in office, we have to take care of ourselves. I mean, look out
Right.
for your family, look out for your friends. Spread the word. Get them like, look, man. At least put, if anything, at least put enough away for at least two paychecks. If
Hmm.
anything, at the minimum, put two paychecks worth of money away, because you just don't know, man. I mean, unfortunately, I mean, like, I, I'll say that for another video. I'm not gonna go further with
Right.
it,
Right.
because I mean I can go on a tangent because I got some stories to tell. But nevertheless, anything.
This said not just funny. Okay, yeah. Put this comment up. This is actually funny.
Hold on, I'm gonna wait till it pops up. Once it pops up, because I see it on the YouTube, but it's not on the stream yet. So
Hmm.
because for some reason it goes backwards, and sometimes it shows up first on
Yeah,
StreamYard, and then it'll
that
show up
is
on.
crazy because yeah, I do see it on the.
You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it does it
Yeah.
backwards though. It'll show up
And it's
on.
funny because there's a delay. Well, it's not a delay in the chat, but the actual live stream is delayed a few moments when they're timing it. There we go.
Okay, I see it. There we go. Good.
All right.
All right, you can read it.
So not just financially, but get more skills. Too many young people now don't even know how to use a broom. Become more practical. Learn how to fix a car. And it's funny because technically learning how to fix a car is just as because remember everything that we make has the same frame as the human body.
Right. That's true.
That's
Right.
how you learn to fix a car, fix a computer, just correlate what like well, I'm not going to use for example, but just correlate body parts or functional nerve centers to what the nerve center is on a car or on a computer, the
Right.
brain, heart, uh, digestive system.
Yeah,
Just
because when I built my PC, I built it because I was watching somebody on YouTube, and then once I finished following what I saw on YouTube, I was like, shit, I could have done this myself because it's
yep,
just
and
like.
then there's YouTube.
Right. I mean, I didn't even have to YouTube it. I mean, once I really looked at what I've done, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, this was nothing because everything works from one area off the motherboard and everything branches out. So it's
Right.
like, yo, I could have did this without looking at it, but nevertheless, he's right though. Um, learn basic skills, like dead serious. Just learn basic skills because we
Yeah.
need them.
Also, some people have to learn how to hunt.
Well, that's another that's another that's another thing for another day. Some people can't even cook, let alone hunt. But
Mm,
anything else you got as far as this the consoles? I mean, I think at the end of the day, like I asked you the question, you lean towards the PS5. I'm leaning
mhm.
towards it too. Like I said, it did make me think that I want to get my PS4 Pro back because of the backwards compatibility thing. But when I look at Xbox still gonna have their games on PC, uh, I just think it's more viable just to get a PS5, even though some of their games may be on PC too. It just seems
Right.
like the PS5 is the safer choice if I want to get a next gen console. I think
But
I
you know,
think I think I'm gonna get scammed if I get a Xbox Series X because all of a sudden all the games on PC and I got a PC to run the games. Like, what am I
right.
doing?
It's funny. I'm like, honestly, this should have been anticipated as far as PS5 having issues with the PS4 backwards compatibility. Because if you look at even trying to get the name change, they were having issues.
Yeah, yeah,
So that really should include everybody in that PS5 was going to, because then you're talking about, okay, they still haven't figured out the name change thing to be compatible with every game that you currently have. What makes you think that they would have all the PS4 games compatible with uh, PS5? Just saying.
right. And I think the thing about the PlayStation just gave themselves a bad rap with that because they did so well with it in the earlier generations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when the PS2 came out, a lot of people think the PS2 was so successful because of the DVD player. Yeah, it was, but when people realized that they could still use their PS1 games on the system, they was like, okay, I don't have to worry about losing anything if I move over. Kind of the same thing with the PS3. Even though the problem with the PS3 was it just wasn't user friendly, but it's just something that when you look at it, it seems like for me personally, I know how technology works. I just think they're just scamming people when it comes to backwards compatibility. It's almost saying like I use this analogy all the time. It's like, yeah, you get a new iPod or iPad or you get a new phone, but your music won't work on that phone because it's new now. It's like, what are we doing here? I mean, you can still use that same technology that use that MP3 into the same. It's almost the same thing, especially when people on the PC are just emulating these consoles like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, I digress because I'm the last person that honestly should be talking about backwards compatibility. I have backwards
Yeah,
compatibility up
that's what I'm
here.
about to say. I'm like, it either it's through your PC or it's through your consoles that you still
Yeah,
have.
like I'm really should be fussing about my PlayStation One games not playing on the PS5, and I got a PS1 right here. Like, who am I to be fussing? But Um, I just think it's just a scam at the end of the day. I think they're just doing it because they can't make all the money in the world off of it. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it can be done. So it's let's see. Ravens Nation did put out a comment that I really like about not getting a PS5 yet.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he did another one that just like what I was saying.
Yeah.
Is it a software coding issue or is it a business decision? Why the PS4 and back? At the least, the PS4 should be backwards compatible because let's flip on the other side of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox Series X already told you every single Xbox One game is going to be able to be played on the Series X. So I mean, that just tells you right there that all the Xbox One games are going to be playing on a series. So it's a business decision, just like Pooh said. It's a business. I mean,
Yeah, because they're
I get
trying
it.
to.
I
Because
get it.
overall, that's why the PS4 was cheaper than the Xbox. Everything's a business decision. It's a way of cutting costs to keep the cutting the cost of labor or whatever, just to keep the overall cost down for the consumers. I'm like, it works and it doesn't work. So,
Right. Yeah, and I'm gonna get to this picture right here that I put on Twitter earlier before we get into some of this free
uh
agency stuff. Um, Poe did come out with a pretty good a good point real quick. He said it bothers him because of knowing how the fuck they do this for the PS3, but they refuse to do it for PS4 and PS5. The thing about the PS3 was the PS3 could have kept its backwards compatibility. The problem with the PS3 was the PS3 itself. It was just too expensive to make. And they blamed it on the PS2 processor, which that's BS. The PlayStation 3 itself was just too expensive to make. And that the processor in the PS3 was more expensive. So they to cut costs, they took the PS2 backwards compatibility out. So it could be done. And I think it could be done on software level at this point.
I just know this much. I just can't wait until I don't hear the jet engine sound coming from my Sony machine.
And see, that's why I need to get a particular PS4 Pro. I don't want to get the earlier version because like God of War, or if you play like even when I played Modern Warfare, when I streamed that game, I'm surprised nobody heard it whistling during the stream.
Shoot, doing that video you shared earlier, you could hear the jets going in that one. That's all you heard.
Right. So it's like, yeah, the MLB The Show video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and I was just about to show that. I haven't listened to the I haven't listened to it, but I can imagine because I think ever since MLB 17, that's when they started doing 4K.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I know if you had an earlier PS4 Pro, I mean, it sounds like that thing's about to jump off the damn counter or wherever you got it on.
You might as well have like a TV stand shaped like an aircraft carrier.
Right. Quayface said his PS4 sounds like his Pro sounds like a jet. Mine sounded like a jet when I started playing like I said, God of War and what was the other one? Like I said, Modern Warfare when I live streamed that. Sure, I'm surprised nobody heard it then.
You be playing games that don't have that much demand in that thing and sounding like a jet. I'm like,
right, like all of a sudden it sounds crazy
in there. I'm like, geez, poorly ventilated. I'm like, it doesn't even matter if you have it sitting wide open. It's still like,
but you know what? When you really look at the Pro, it's not. And the PlayStation had a problem with this for years. Mm-hmm. All their console has this problem. Their consoles are not properly ventilated. They're not. They never look at the PS1. If you look at the PS1, you had to flip that thing on the upside down for it to run properly. A lot of people thought it was the lens, but no. Me and Izzy talked about this when I talked to him on a dual cast we did. Mm-hmm. All the vents of the PS1 are under the console, so you had to flip it upside down so it to work. PS2 had one little fan in the back, and the fans in the front. Well, the vents in the front wasn't even for the vent for the console itself. Those vents in the front was for the hard drive you put in. So if the hard drive overheat, it'll blow the heat out of that. So that was probably not. It wasn't ventilated. PS3. Anybody want to talk about the yellow light of death on the PS3? You know why that happened? Because of overheating. They always had a problem with their. They always had a problem with it. You know, Xbox has done a better job with it throughout all that. I mean, the Xbox 360, I'm going to be honest with you, that's one of the best consoles of all time. Even with the Red Ring of Death, they done a phenomenal job with not only with production, developing games, online, the controller. They done a great job with the 360. It's just, if it wasn't for the Red Ring of Death, it could be with one of the best of all time. But it's just PlayStation always had a problem with it. I don't know. It's just I just don't know. But let's look at this video real quick before we jump into a little bit of free agency. Have y'all seen this video on Twitter about this home run, quote unquote, happened on MLB The Show? We talked about bat going through the ball, and DJ came up with a really good what
it was, information.
People have been talking about this bat going through the ball thing from a while, and he put up a nice little article or forum thread about it, which we may go through that at another time. I think that could be a really good discussion for another episode. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, because that was a revelation that neither one of us were aware of.
And with that being said, it made me really look at the game differently as far as me thinking the game is playable. So, like I said, stay tuned for that because it made me really think. But let's look at this screen right here. I don't think this right here
matters.
Yeah,
if it was what we eventually found out or not. But this
this
right
is
here,
a problem. This
yeah,
is Madden. This is old PS3 Madden
you know,
esque type
something
issue.
like this is how Geddon beat me in a Madden game. This
Did
is
y'all see this
how
whole?
this
Look
is
at it.
literally how he beat me one time in a Madden game was through something like this.
Right. Now we can talk about back going through the ball, and like I said, we'll talk about it at a later time because what we found made a lot of sense. And with that being said, we're gonna, for all intents and purposes, we're gonna let off of that for right now. It doesn't get a pass yet, but we're gonna let off on it for right now. But this right here,
Yeah,
there's no excuse for this right here. This is
it went through the wall. It
it
probably went through
curved,
part
bro.
of his. Well, it's funny because what seems like what's different this year we're hitting is that you get a lot more different types of hits. Like I'm seeing believable hits, but this one, no. I'm like, that's clearly a home run that magically curves right back into the glove through the wall. Through the guy's glove a little bit, and I already showed a clip of a ball going through a glove. So come on, come on, Ramon. Come on, Ramon.
I'll give this a benefit of the doubt slightly. Let's just say if the wind was that strong, but you can't even blame the wind because look how it curved at the end. Though you can't even blame the wind.
So if Lance Stevenson blew it back in.
If the wind was that strong, the people that's in the stands would be feeling that wind and be falling out of their chairs. That's how strong that wind would be.
Yeah, because you got kids in the stands that that should be,
listen,
flying
my thing
out of there.
And even if the wind did take it, the ball should hit the back of the wall and fell down. Even if.
Yeah, come on.
There's no excuse for that. That's nuts.
Come on, Ramon. And then, not to miss this, the guy running in place. When he hits the wall, watch. He's running in place. He's not interacting with the wall whatsoever.
Oh man. That is terrible.
See, that's why they need to I understand their stance on the whole physics engine, but I'm like, there's collisions where you see arms go through bodies, egregiously happening where people are phasing through each other because there's no real player-to-player physics.
This player, the AI has no idea a wall is there.
Nah.
And I'm gonna remember what verses you said. Shout out to verses. Mm-hmm. This right here is a 1,000% bona fide version of Skynet.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand, this was premeditated as an out regardless. This was going to be a fly out regardless. And with that being said, the AI has no intention of acknowledging that the wall is there. And the ball is already predetermined to fall into this person's glove. Yeah, regardless of how far he hit this ball. You have to understand, this could have been a home run that hit the upper deck. And it would have curved back.
And see, here's the other thing, because not every baseball stadium is the same.
Right.
There's some where this clearly could have been an out without even getting to the wall. The wall would have been where if we pause the video.
Hold on. Tell me when to pause. Let's see.
Just when the ball is about to curve back in, because there's a gap between the wall and the little boundary where the stands begin.
Okay, let me see if I can get to that, because I pulled up. It won't let me pause it.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. But you guys in the chat can see it. There's a gap there. Sometimes the wall's further back, so you can see
basically what you're saying is the AI probably thought that it was in a different stadium.
Yep. Could be an issue.
Could be. You're right. That could be a case. But because you got to understand.
That ball would have left if that wall was pushed back. That ball, it should have been a home run regardless.
Yeah, but see, this is what I'm saying. When you talk about predetermined outcomes, mm-hmm. this is quintessential. When the ball, probably even before he swung the bat, mm-hmm. the game probably thought that this is going to be a fly out no matter what. And what happened was, he probably broke the game by hitting the ball harder than the game thought it could be hit. And like I said, look at this. The player, the outfielder has no idea that a wall is there. The ball that it's further than it's supposed to be. So what it does is it's going to be a flyout regardless, based on the predetermined outcome.
Yep.
And what it did was it just made it by any means necessary. This is Skynet. It's Skynet.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't just happen in Madden. It happens in pretty much every game. You just have to. It's just the prevalence of it in each game.
Some is blatant than others. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so, like I said, I want to like this game. I want this game when I do get my pro back. But stuff like this, like I said, we'll get into the bat through the ball thing at another time.
Yeah,
but this right here, this can't go on. This definitely has to be fixed. This can't be maybe this is an outlier, one issue. Maybe 10 people got it out of all the people who bought the game.
Right.
Probably
has the same percent. Now I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah. Let's not use percentages right now. Let's not use that. Not in this day and age. Percentages do not sound good at all. But maybe I'll say this game probably sold maybe 1 million copies in the first week. Let's say maybe 1,000 people saw this happen. Is it warranted to get a patch?
Well, they already got one patch out quick, so.
Right.
And that has something to do with the hitting. And speaking of which, fail of the week goes to Mark Rader, who cannot hit a damn thing in RBI baseball for some reason.
He can't hit an RBI
because apparently they have a new batting.
Oh, they have new batting mechanic. Yeah, that's true. That's right. But you know what?
If
shout out to go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, now we're being nice?
Shut up.
I know my birthday's tomorrow and everything, but now okay.
Really? Oh yeah, your birthday is tomorrow. That's right.
Yeah, I turned 40. But yeah, apparently if anybody could, get a real description of that batting mechanic, I'm not getting the game, so I'm pretty much just asking for a favor. If anybody apparently has the game.
I am getting the game on PC because there's no current baseball game on PC. I am getting it because of that.
Next year will be.
Until next year, right? and I do like what RBI baseball has to offer. It looks like a very good looking game, and I want to try it. So it is on Steam. I didn't think it was on Steam, but it is. So I will be getting it. But shout out to Mark later. He always finds a way to be terrible at games. I mean, even when he played Maximum Football, he found a way to get blown out in that game. He loses in Madden. Like one time, he showed his list. Like he lost 6 games in a row on Madden. Like
and he was trying to figure out what happened.
Right, and he losing. He was losing at NBA Live 16. I was like, bro, when do you ever? That's why I call him Mark later, because he always taking L's. Like, do better, bro. Shout out to him because he does try to live stream. He tried to live stream Maximum. One time I went over there to look. I tried to give him support, but dude's like, whatever. Free agency. We talked about this earlier last Tuesday. Not much has changed even throughout the week. There has been a few big moves. Teddy Bridgewater has gone to the Panthers. PJ Walker from the XFL went to the Panthers.
That was a good signing.
That's a good signing. I agree. Jordan, I can't say his last name. Tiamu from my team, the St. Louis Battlehawks. He went to the Chiefs.
That is actually key. That's the perfect team he could have gone to.
Yeah,
perfect.
Because he's going to get looked at a lot, and if he does well as a backup at times, a lot of basically what he did, he found a way to make more money on the back end. Because if he looks good in that Chiefs offense during preseason, or let's say, God forbid, something happens to Mahomes, or they just want to give him some playing time after the Chiefs blow somebody out, if he looks good in that Chiefs offense, teams are going to clamor for him fast. So at first when I saw it, I was like, dang, he ain't going to get no playing time. But on the other end of that, if let's say Mahomes don't play at all this preseason and Tiamu lights it up on in the preseason, by week 6 or week 7, teams are probably going to try to trade for him, and Chiefs could easily probably get some more draft picks to stock up for talent So
Hmm.
it works out for everybody. Cam Newton has been released.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
That was unfortunate because I saw the writing on the wall when what's that dude name was playing real good for the Panthers.
Oh, and which is now our current backup.
Is he really?
Yeah, we
Oh
traded for him,
wow.
so he's back with Ron Rivera in Washington.
Well, that
That's
makes sense.
that
That
is
that makes
funny.
a lot of sense. Okay, I get that now. I forgot Ron Rivera is y'all coach. That makes a lot
Hmm.
of sense. But once that kid started playing good, I was like, look, people are going to get tired. People are not even thinking about these overthrows Cam Newton been doing. Cam Newton's going to. I felt Cam Newton lost his job after they won like 4 in a row.
Mm.
I didn't see him coming back because it's one thing to be hurt, and when you were in the game, you were accurate and you were actually completing some decent passes. But he overthrew so many people. It's like, yo, we get somebody that can do something. We're gonna probably try to look to trade Cam Newton, and that's what they tried to do, and nobody took the bait.
And and one of those teams was the Bears. So I knew that I was going to be right, but apparently the demands were too high. They couldn't find anything. It was between the Bears and another team. Was it the Chargers? I think they were trying to trade
Right, they're
Cam
trying to
too before they
they
released him.
tried to trade him to the Bears and the Chargers, and I think they even tried to go to the Bears before the Bears signed Nick Foles,
Mm-hmm.
and the Bears said no, we're going to trade for Nick Foles instead. Which
Yeah,
I'm
that's.
gonna be honest, and I don't want it to sound wrong,
Mm-hmm.
due to the fact Cam was so inaccurate lately for the past 2 years. I'm not mad at the Bears, but when you look at the upside at the whole total aspect of it, Cam was clearly the better pick because Cam could have got a new environment where he wouldn't have to overthrow people, I guess. And
Mm-hmm.
if he didn't overthrow people, it would have been clearly a better pick to get him over Nick Foles. But I get it because of somewhat of the track record. I I still think the Bears lost either way though. you know, um, the Chargers would have been a good fit. I'm surprised that the Chargers didn't pick him up. They need somebody, but I guess they feel good with what's his name, Tyrod Taylor. So I guess that's going to be a pretty good look for them because Tyrod Taylor's not bad either.
Yeah, he should have. I'm like there have been a couple teams he definitely could have stuck with, or they could have held on to him. But I definitely am interested to see how he does now.
Who that Tyrod?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that I see what they were. I see why the Chargers didn't do it because at one point I forgot Tyrod Taylor played on the team until I found out like okay, Tyrod's there. That's why they didn't get Cam or Tyrod Taylor's gonna be their starter. I said okay because Tyrod Taylor didn't do bad with Cleveland. He didn't do bad with Buffalo either. So
Mm-hmm.
I can see it. I get it. But Cam, they're talking about Cam might go to New England. Um, that would be a good
Hmm.
fit. Um, I think that wouldn't be too
Hmm.
bad.
I don't
Um,
think off the
mhm.
field that would be a good fit.
Oh yeah, Boston. Oh
Not because he's black, but he is the militant type.
no,
So
I'm saying because he's black and it's Boston. I'm saying that. I ain't gonna lie. It's like
I'm like,
yeah,
because you talk. I'm like, it's one. In as far as that's concerned, it's just like, look, it's like, well, wait a minute, because they had. I don't know.
I'm
I
just gonna.
think his off the
I'm
field
just.
antics, not
I'm
his
not. I'm
antics,
not
but
saying
just
it. I'm not saying it. But Ravens Nation put it there for me.
what do you
I'm just gonna
say?
leave it at. I'm not even
Boston's
gonna say
racist.
it.
Well,
I'm not
yeah,
even gonna
it's
say it.
true. They've been racist. They had one of the best players in the NBA of all time back in the day. They were telling him he couldn't live in their neighborhood.
Right. So yeah,
So
Cam could, and you know another thing, Belichick and Josh McDaniels run a fairly complicated offense. Not saying that Cam can't catch on, but year one will be a struggle for him. I believe so.
yeah, give him some time if he goes to New England,
Yeah,
but
give him some
he
time.
he'll probably be living someplace else.
yeah,
He'll
yeah,
commute in.
He commuting like a couple hours away. You know, like yeah,
Hmm.
we're good. He probably live like in New Hampshire.
And it's funny because Tom Brady probably has that same mentality off the field. As you can see,
we saw what hat was in his locker.
Right.
We'll just leave it at that. we saw what hat was in his locker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that happened in free agency? I'm gonna tell you one thing though. I do love what the Falcons done overall with their.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy to have. That's the name? A Gurley in the backfield. He's kind of reunited back in Georgia.
Yeah, so if his knees,
it's a homecoming.
Yeah, if his knees are anywhere close to where they could be, I think a lot of people don't realize Gurley's good running out of the backfield, but a lot of people don't realize that Gurley's actually good at catching the football too. So. If his knees hold up, that's all I'm saying. They got Dante Fowler as well. I think that's an absolutely good pick. A lot of people don't know that Dante Fowler was one of the reasons why he went to Florida, because Dan Quinn was the defensive coordinator at Florida when he was there, when he was recruited. So that's one reason why he wanted to come back to wanted to play in Atlanta. Laquan Treadwell, really good slot receiver. I like that pick as well. They got another offensive lineman. They got some guy from
because we did take one of your linemen.
Y'all did. They got Schweitzer or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So with that being said, I don't think the Falcons are going to go offensive lineman first round. So I'm actually looking. This looks pretty good. I mean, I think they should just go all defense. So I like what the Falcons did. I also like some of the moves that who else made some moves that I was just talking to somebody about this earlier today. The Raiders, I like what the Raiders has done. They got Jason Witten. They end up picking up Mariota. I would not be surprised Mariota get a starting job over there with the Raiders. Just keep looking at that, because David Carr is good, but David Carr is not the QB1 that we think he is. I'll just put it like that. I did kind of like what the Cleveland Browns did by getting Austin Hooper, but
I think they overpaid for him.
They overpaid him, and I don't trust Cleveland. I mean, they can have all the talent in the world and still.
Yeah, they did this already. Yeah, they did this already by loading up on talent, and look at the implosion that happened there.
Right. I'm gonna look at some of these comments. This one for you, DJ. Pooh said Haskins about to get the Rosen treatment.
No.
What are your thoughts about that?
See, the funny thing is when people on the outside want to talk about stuff on the inside, they need to keep their ass outside and worry about their own QB issues.
Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna take his comment down for that. I'm gonna take his comment down for that, because that's valid. That's valid. So, Ravens Nation said something. Ravens Nation said Cam is the most talented ever. Ooh, Michael Vick got something to say about that. But I think it's both sides to where the blame is inconsistency. Panthers stripped him of his weapons. I don't know, man, because he had some weapons and he still. When Cam started overthrowing Benjamin and Funches, that's when I knew it was a problem.
You can't overthrow people consistently. That's not how you play quarterback in the NFL.
I mean, he was overthrowing
or any level of football.
Benjamin was 6'5", Funches was 6'4", and he overthrew those guys. He overthrew Olsen, and Olsen's like 6'3". I mean,
I look at it like this. For me being a wide receiver, you get overthrown too much, you're looking at the QB like, dude, how do you not know where to put the ball on me? Like, okay, I'm 5'10". There's only but so far I can reach. There's only so far I can jump or whatever. But you can't even hit a 6'4", 230-pound receiver accurately. So, it's
right. See, that's the thing. It's not the fact that he overthrows people. It's who he's overthrowing. Benjamin 6'5", Funches was 6'4", Olsen was 6'3". If you overthrow McCaffrey every now and then, or DJ, what's the guy? DJ Smith, what's the guy?
I guess so.
Yeah, it's the other receiver they got. He's like 5'10", and McCaffrey's like 5'10" or 5'11". I get that. You can't overthrow 6'4" guys. You can't do that.
Okay, and I'm gonna go back to Pooh. There's no smoke with the Redskins at quarterback. I don't know what he keeps bringing up. His eyes are not where they should be.
Young Noble stupid. Look what Young Noble
I
said.
know.
Young Noble said,
Can't be the dress code regardless in New England. So
I'm gonna leave that one alone. Also, Ravens Nation said Cam go to the Chargers and even leave and lose more. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Don't do that to the Chargers. I kind of blame. Well, he might have a point. Come to think about it, I can't defend that. I can't defend that. He might have a point. Let's see. Y'all gonna start talking about Jason Witten because y'all mad because that man still be getting open in the middle of the field.
Remember, it was a sad day when he outran D'Angelo Hall.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was just like, hold up.
Listen, we could clown the Cowboys, but let me say something. That's one dude. It's hard for me to clown because dude is old as hell, but he always find a way to get open for some reason. I don't know how he do it.
It's just when he was commentating, he just needed to shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
on off the field issues when he had his own issues.
Right now, yeah, that commentary. Now we could clown him for that all day. So, let's see. What anything else I see? Ravens Nation also said that Jerry Jones did Jason Witten wrong. Well, I mean, who Jerry Jones do right nowadays? I mean, it's like,
yeah, he's done the QB. He's done Dak Prescott wrong, but
absolutely,
Dak Prescott is Jerry Jones's quote unquote boy. So it that was going to happen.
When I saw what's his name, Tannehill get that contract. And it's not even a max contract. It's just the fact they gave him a pretty decent contract for his services. You gave Kirk Cousins his contract. His contract extension.
Oh, God.
And y'all want to sit there and franchise tag a guy who played every game for y'all and did everything right? I have a problem with that.
He even fell on that social justice warrior sword.
Yeah, what you said. He's like, what you said for him? He's like, he even coon for him.
Right.
Right. It's like, what are we doing? You know?
Boy, it doesn't pay to stay in Dallas.
Like, exactly. Dude basically put on whiteface for you, and you still couldn't get the contract.
Shoot, right. and after watching something about the thing about Landry, Tom Landry, yeah, betrayal is a legacy issue in Dallas.
The Cowboys, right?
Exactly. It happened with Jimmy Johnson,
right? And he was white, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So he don't care if you're white, black. If you don't deserve the green.
He's like, you gotta toe his line for real.
Right. So
like, it's crazy.
I don't know.
Landing spot for Cam Newton or Jameis Winston. Get everybody in the chat. Put a destination for those guys, and also DJ. What do you think?
Okay, so Cam Newton, since he's no longer going to the Bears, definitely not going to the Chargers. Who needs help at quarterback? And no, it's not Washington. I'm not for either one. I'm not saying. Well, Winston may be Washington. Cam, maybe. Damn, that's a tough choice. Maybe Philly.
Cam going to Philly? I think you're saying that just to mess with Pooh, bro.
No, I'm serious. I'm like, they want somebody that could possibly back up and could come in. You mean, Cam doesn't have much of the injury issues as their current quarterback. So just saying, insurance policy.
I will say this. How's Sam Darnold looking?
I think he's good where he's at.
Think he's okay?
I think he's good. I think they just have to have better backups in place.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I think Cam would do great in the New York market, and I would think that'd be a good fit for Cam and Sam Darnold. I'm not taking nothing away from him. I think he can play, but I think that will be a good fit for him because of the type of person that we see he is. And I'm not saying anything casting aspersions on him because of his dress code. It's just that the fact that he seems like the type that would do good in a New York market. As far as Jameis Winston, I think that he would do good with the Dolphins. I think he would. I also think you got to think with Jameis. We can talk 30 for 30 all we want to. You got to understand this guy has his vision back. This dude probably could like light up the fucking league right now. And I'm not saying that to be funny. It's a possibility that this dude could probably do like 40 and 15. And I'm not saying that just to be, funny. It's just like if you don't throw 30 for 30 with that type of vision, you could probably give him 10 more touchdowns and probably 10 less interceptions.
Right, and I'm gonna answer Pooh's question because he states, "How you gonna talk?" Apparently, he's banging the keyboard because it's in all caps. Like, how you gonna talk to me about outsiders and you don't know how my GM operates, DJ? I'm gonna just answer you like this: you started it.
Let's look at a couple other these. Quayface says Winston at home. Young Noble says Winston on a high school team. Pooh actually said Cam Newton to the Dolphins, which is
I can see that.
I can see that, but I just think with the Florida connection, I think that the Dolphins will probably go after Jameis first.
The color scheme would definitely match his outfits.
Oh wow, you're right. You're right. The color scheme would be perfect for Cam Newton. You're right.
The curtains matching the drapes.
Yeah, you're right. Young Noble also said Cam go to Atlanta and take Matt Ryan's job. That's an L for you. That ain't happening. But I will say this, to be honest with you, a lot of people in Atlanta do want Cam to come back to Atlanta because a lot of people don't realize Cam is from South Atlanta. Man. He's from College Park, so
okay.
He played high school ball in Atlanta. So
Young Noble, Cam's not going to Denver. John Elway don't want no black quarterback.
Hey man, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that to John Elway.
Don't want no black.
Don't do that to John Elway.
Like, what's this black motherfucker doing?
Don't do that. Don't do that, man. That's messed up. Don't do that to John Elway. John Elway's all right for now.
Shoot, his coach did it beforehand. Remember how it was the Eminem boys? They couldn't have just one guy play. They both had to play.
Yeah, I remember that. Jameis, I think they're all in on what's his name, Drew Lock. I think they're going to give Drew Lock a run, and I don't think that's a bad idea. Drew Lock looks like he's going to be all right.
And it's funny because Drew Lock acts more black than Cam at times.
Well, yeah, man. That's another story for another day. You're right. No, I don't think Young Noble said Denver needs a QB. No, I think they're gonna give Drew Lock
depth at QB.
They need depth at QB because you got to understand Drew Lock did get to play, and Drew Lock did fairly well in those like 3 or 4 games he did play. For Denver. I mean, like the first game he played, I think the first 2 or 3 games they played, he won. He won those games. And it wasn't like Denver winning the game. He actually put the team in a position to win. So I think they're okay with him. So Ravens Nation said, don't send Cam to Atlanta. These fans deserve the current state of the Falcons.
Well,
yo, listen.
Ravens Nation deserves an L because
Atlanta.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree. That
L for Ravens Nation.
L for that, yeah.
Any lowercase Falcons.
Yeah, that too.
Any uppercase fans? What the hell? Mad L's.
Hey, he's all over the place.
And Pooh writing in caps again? Come on, another L.
What are we doing here?
Why are we writing in caps?
But no, but like I said, a lot of people are clamoring for Cam to come back to Atlanta. But I think we're okay with Matt Ryan. We're good. But as far as I think Jameis would do good at with the Dolphins. I think the best fit for Cam. I think Cam would do okay if he went to the Jets. And I don't think he will. But for a team that needs a quarterback, somebody already said it.
I just don't need Jameis doing those pregame speeches though.
Right.
'Cause I'm like, Deshaun Jackson, he knew what was up.
Yeah, he knew what was up. You saw that, like,
it was
let's
like,
get a W.
he was like, hey, we need a W. I was like, nah, I need to get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here. And Rob Philly of all their money and get hurt after the third game.
And let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you something. When you saw the look on Deshaun Jackson's face, that was the moment where Deshaun said, "It's time to go." Kind of like that situation. Remember when Kobe had that thing on his wrist, on his shoulder, and D'Angelo Russell was like dancing and shit after, and Kobe was like standing like, "Yeah, it's time to retire. I'm done."
Right, exactly.
I can't find that. I'm gonna see if I can find that GIF. If I can find it, that the one with Kobe, rest in peace, Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
But the Kobe, when Kobe found out that it was time for him to go, that look said it all. Let me see if I can find it. Anything else that you want to add real quick?
There is this Trent Williams situation that is back to square one. I'm like, okay. He definitely, through his agent, wants to be traded or released. And I have, again, the same gripe I have with Redskins Nation as I've always had. How the fuck are you going to turn on a player who's been loyal to the team since he was drafted? When clearly what's still happening in DC is a legacy issue of the Bruce Allen screw job. Bruce Allen is long gone. The medical staff is long gone. At the end of the day, these Redskins fans are short-sighted as far as, you know, what this was about.
Right.
The process was always about fair treatment and fair compensation for a player of his caliber. That includes being treated medically with fairness, because he easily could have sued them for malpractice. So
right, yeah, that's true.
So right now, what he's asking for monetarily is pretty much almost a fraction of the equivalent of the malpractice numbers he'd be asking for. So it's either he take your ass to court or you pay him $20 million and he'll just play.
This was the gift when you knew Kobe was like, "I'm done." Watch the look on Kobe once he's feeling dead.
Oh yeah.
Kobe's like, you know what? It's time to go. Because D'Angelo's like dancing and like Kobe's like, you know what?
You know what's funny? That look on Kobe's face is my look when I see Redskins fans tweet about Trent Williams and just slandering him on the timeline. I'm like looking at these Redskins fans like,
right.
Don't do it. Don't play yourselves. Most of these Redskins fans are corporate cocksuckers anyway.
Oh, wow.
So they side with the organization no matter what. They talk about, well, I'm for the team. Nah, you've turned on every player that has played on the team. And right now, you got fans even turning on Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera hasn't even coached one game.
Not even a preseason game.
Right. And it's like
they didn't even have practice yet.
Right.
Training camp.
Basically what's going on. Now, at this point, Washington should just release Trent. They're probably not going to get anything for him. And it's not Trent's fault. It's not the current staff of the Redskins' fault. Right. This is unfortunately what happens when you have a bad GM and Bruce Allen turn one of your most loyal players into a disgruntled player. It's just that getting mad at Trent serves no purpose. Turning on Trent serves no purpose. It proves that you're a non-loyal, dumbass bitch if you're gonna turn on Trent. And the same, they turned on Quentin Dunbar too before he got traded to Seattle.
Yeah.
It's just like these Redskins fans are ridiculous. They turn on people. Quadface, you see what I'm talking. You probably see on Twitter the same because we're in that same Twitter feed. You see these people just turn.
I keep forgetting Quayface is a Redskins fan.
Yeah, that's why I got mad at him when he picked the Dallas Renegades over the. So yeah, that's why I went on him on that one. But
shout out to the XFL, man. Shout out to the XFL.
But and I like he said, I like what Ron is doing for the Skins. I like it too. It's one of those things where it's just like Ron is putting his team together, either all in or all out.
I will say, y'all picking him up was a really good pick for a
yes,
coach. I admit that that was a good pick.
because you look at Quentin Dunbar, you look at Trent Williams. These are not bad players, and these were loyal Redskins players, but they're not all in. At the end of the day, I even understand they're not all in. Understandably, that's it. It's a layover from the past administration, so they have to go. And they went. One of them went, and the other one is. I feel Trent has handled this whole situation the best way he's been able to handle it. And I look at Ron Rivera, he's coming into this, so it's just like he's being fair. He's like,
Right.
look, I'm here now. That medical staff is gone. Bruce Allen is gone. And I believe they at least mended the emotional ties of the last administration. They couldn't, at the end of the day, which was part of that checklist, the financial terms just couldn't be agreed to, and both parties need to split ways. It's no harm, no foul. But these Redskins fans, saying what they're saying about Trent, y'all full of shit.
Yeah. I mean, for them to not even let things play out when you got a new whole new regime coming in at your team, it just tells you what kind of fans you really have. It fucking sucks. All right, I'm about to put this up real quick, and
Did
give me your
really
thoughts.
just say this? Washington doesn't deserve a football team.
Oh man, I'm not even following that up. Y'all give me your thoughts on that right there. I just put that on the screen. DJ, you already know.
Clearly, XFL first season, because AF, somebody was robbing the the bank. It caused that lead to go down. But yeah, XFL first season, definitely the X.
Yeah, XFL way better. I mean, AAF started to show promise with actually decent football at the end, but the XFL was just the first snap, the first kickoff, it was excitement from the first kickoff. I mean, with the AAF, the first kickoff, people were like dropping, they were dropping kickoffs, dropping passes, missing field goals, inaccurate passes. It's like these guys in the XFL, they came to play, and they played very well. I mean, some teams had their ups and down weeks, but overall, it wasn't sloppy play. So XFL easily.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to Pooh's comment about Washington not deserving a football team. As of right now, the whole city of Philly doesn't deserve any sports team. How about that? I'm like, y'all deserve Bryce Harper. He definitely was a prophet. He definitely called the One Nationals winning the World Series. Yeah, thanks, Bryce. Eat it, Philly.
Young Noble going to hell, man. Straight up. You see what he put?
No, he said XFL died from Rona, and so did Philly.
Died from the Rona. Oh, stupid, man. Hey, man, anything else you got before we close out? I don't have anything.
Oh, man. Except for Pooh pounding on the keyboard, both fists.
I know, right? I tell you what I am going to do for I'm not going to say maybe Thursday. Definitely next Tuesday. So
the Phillies weren't dysfunctional? Man, get the fuck.
I mean, I could really talk about this on Thursday, but we can get into the MLB The Show.
Oh, you know what? We did forget about the how desperate things have been sports wise, because Let's touch that real quick. I'm gonna. No, the team name is not racist. I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
People, stop it.
PETA has a problem with your team's name. How about that?
Stop it.
I'm just saying he want to go
not you. Just that.
I know. Notion, I'm just saying.
Just that whole notion about it's racist. Like, come on, man, stop it.
He's only saying it because he would hope somebody would pay him to say that shit.
I'm gonna pull this up and I'm gonna let you talk about this, DJ. I'm going through your Twitter now so you can pull it, so you can. DJ, comment on this right here, because this how bad. Hey guys, this how bad that it's gotten for Is that it? Oh yeah, yeah. That's how bad it's gotten out here for sports on TV.
Yeah, we're gonna
So so
show
so
this.
so please tell me, D- D- DJ, tell everybody on the screen what's going on here.
Oh, so NBC Sports or Sportsnet, they decided to run a simulation from NBA 2K20, uh, depicting the Washington Wizards versus the Milwaukee Bucks, a game which would have played at that point in time when I tweeted that. So, and my man who was over there doing the analysis, I felt bad for him because even sitting watching this game, the Wizards got waxed, which would have which did happen in real life. The final score, I think, was like 83 to 60 something.
Oh,
so
wow.
I think they were playing.
So are you telling us you sat there to watch the whole game?
I didn't watch the whole game. I went and took a shower, but there was actually in this clip there was one good move. Rui Hachimura put this crossover move. It was nice. He crossed the fuck out of whoever that was.
So the fact that the coronavirus has pretty much killed all sports in real life. What channel is this again? Washington NBC.
This is a Comcast Sportsnet, and they have different cities that they view in. And maybe it doesn't appear in this. Nah, it doesn't appear in this highlight.
No, it does. No, here's the other one.
Okay.
This the picture that you put right here so people can see it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it's
yeah, because I was looking at how they were playing. I was like, this game is definitely being played AI versus AI default settings.
And you can see. And you can see right here that it's actually on TV. This overlay is not a mod on PC. This is actually a real overlay on TV. And if you look at it on the other one with DJ, like look up here where the mouse is, you can see it says NBC Sports Washington. So this is how bad it is out there, that they can't get real sports because of the coronavirus. They're actually doing 2K.
Now and then today they did NHL.
Oh yeah, you did say they did NHL.
Yeah, they did NHL. As you scrolled past the dark shit that I posted.
Where's that?
Wait a minute. Scroll back up to the banner. Pooh, look at the banner.
Oh, okay. I see what you got right there.
Talk to me when you guys finally win a World Series in like, this millennia or whatever.
So basically they did NHL as well.
Mm-hmm. Did I? Oh no, I put it in the DM. That's where it was.
Oh, okay.
But you don't go in the DMs.
Oh, hey, listen. Listen, I wasn't about to. I got this.
Okay. Hey, man, I was about to reveal the DMs. That's a no-no in live stream and anything. We already know. But that was 2008. That was a long time ago. So.
No, I know. I'm gonna answer that real soon. Ravens Nation, give me a second. But you look at this here. They got NHL 20?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Washington, NBC Sports Washington got NHL on NHL 20 on TV because they have no real.
Right.
I need to know like how popular this is. Is this really?
The Capitals and the Wizards are not the only team that have been doing this. Obviously, St. Louis was doing this on the back end, and it's funny because St. Louis they won the simulation in this game 5-3, and then when the channel played it here, the Caps won 5-3. See, there are other teams that are doing this too.
So that's what I'm about to say. There's other teams doing this as well. Okay. Why they couldn't use broadcast cam?
See, that's what I was wondering. I was like, why were they using this angle? This is an awful angle. And when they have true broadcast, which is the actual angle,
they should have used true broadcast cam.
But you know what it reveals something, because the commentators that are in the game for NHL 20 this year, they're different than the ones they had before, which were NBC Comcast or NBC Sports commentators.
Uh-huh.
But in that video, and I don't think you can hear the volume, but you can hear our commentators, and we got some damn good commentators that can match the tone of the game and the volume of different calls and the stories that they tell, and that's what's missing from. That's why you appreciate a game like an NBA 2K, that they didn't even, for the NBA 2K simulation, they just let the games commentators do it.
Right.
They had the guy that appeared, he just popped in for analysis. That's it.
They had 2K actually doing their own commentary.
Right. Versus NHL, they definitely need the hometown commentators to do the, because there was a lot of interesting things, a lot of terminology that was being used that was particular to those commentators. And I know we talked about this in regards with Madden home, because remember the what was it, the 360 era. Originally, they had the little hometown commentating refs, or announcers.
Right. Yeah, they did.
So,
yeah. And even in NCAA, like on the PS2 Xbox, original Xbox era, if your game wasn't big enough, you didn't have commentary at all.
mm-hmm.
So they kind of tried to dibble and dabble with it at one point.
Right.
Let's look at a couple of people. Let's see. A lot of people was laughing at the whole stream that they did on Washington with the 2K
Oh yeah,
things.
it was funny to watch.
Ravens Nation did ask when the Madden 08 stream's coming. I'm not going to do Madden 08 yet. I am planning on doing NC State because I just did the draft for Madden 08. My thing is, I don't know if you saw the video. My Xbox is temperamental. One of them is dead. The other one cuts on when it wants to. What I plan on doing is this weekend, I'm going to buy another Xbox. And the one I have, I'm going to get that one refurbished again because that's my modded Xbox with a whole bunch of shit on it. I don't want to lose it. Now, like I said, it works, but it wants to cut on when it wants to. So once I get that together, I'm definitely going to do the NC State one because I already did the whole draft with the Madden 08. So it's still around. I also plan on doing an NCAA 14 one, but I've yet to pick the team yet. I probably just might pick NC State with that as well. But now let's see. Young Noble said that's wild. Let's see. Ravens Nation also said some of the old heads will turn on the TVs and be like, the fuck? Yeah, I agree. Someone like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, that was like, when I looked at it, I was just like, yeah, that's
desperate.
Where we're at.
That's that desperate life. Young Noble also said we got dirty pics in the DM. No, we do not.
Oh, no, there was that one. You probably haven't seen it.
Well, yeah, I don't want to see it.
It was funny. It was about, I'm like, just to clue y'all in, it's all jokes. But well, actually, no, it was actually on the timeline. It just wasn't, I didn't retweet or anything. I thought it was funny. I turned it into a joke. It was basically how Xbox dudes take selfies.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. They take pictures. Yeah, okay.
That was funny.
And Pooh with the questionable comment said we got an OnlyFans out here. Why would we have an OnlyFans, sir? You do understand what OnlyFans is, right?
Mm.
We don't condone that, sir.
Look. What was it? We you know what we need? We need, even though he kind of went at Young Noble a little bit, we need Pooh to finally settle this thing with Ravens Nation. They need to square up.
Well, he's scared to come into the Discord. That's the problem. I mean, Ravens Nation was looking for him in the Discord, and Pooh all of a sudden had to go play Monster Hunter or something. He didn't want no smoke, you know what I'm saying? So, but
he gonna go play Monster Hunter, but he ain't gonna hunt for the real monster. Oh, okay, I see.
Anything else you got, DJ? We're gonna close it out. It's about 9:30. It's about that time. I got 2 more days of work, and then I'm off for the next 5. So I'm ready to get these next 2 days out the way.
Well, if you guys haven't already, stop by the channel and check out episode 2.
Yes, definitely.
K2. So I'm back to making episodes since the update. Now I got plenty of time on my hands, so it's just I'm gonna try to kick them out as much as I can. Keep myself busy, keep you guys busy. It's an immersive experience, so I'm not purposely trying to entertain folks. You basically are going to just. My thing
with live streams, and I think with you, DJ, I'm the same way. I think with live streams, I think us playing the game should be the entertaining part. Our personalities should not be the ones entertaining while we're gaming. Now, for us doing this, I get it. Our personalities should stand out. But if we're playing a game, I think the game should keep you guys intact with us watching the game. That's why I try to put so much emphasis on the football game when I be playing. It's not about me. It's about, look, let's see if we can convert this 3rd and 5. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I would, go check out his stuff. Definitely.
Like, because it's funny because I know in past there have been, I'm like, with me, I can't purposely entertain people while I'm playing the game. It's one of those things. It just has to be an organic experience. That's why I like when it comes to the uploads, I feel like I offer an organic experience. So whatever pops up in the game, like there was one comment on this, and I don't know how authentic the comment was because it kind of popped up quick as soon as I uploaded the video. But it was just like, I like how you're like immersed into the game. And it's just
stuff like that. Or, case in point, when we found out that Mark Sanchez had the afro, stuff like that. I want stuff like that to be entertaining, not me just talking crazy while I'm playing the game. Like when that happened, I was like, oh shit, that was like so organic. You're like, yo, that was funny. To see it. As a matter of fact, I need this Xbox to work so I can edit him. He's getting rid of the afro.
And one more thing for a nice birthday present, because I turn 40 tomorrow. I'm gonna need Pooh to turn off the caps lock and talk like normal folks. Don't act like you're the outside person that was commenting on stuff on the inside like you tried to do earlier. Talk normally. We talk.
Shout out to
Pooh
Pooh
around here.
Shout out to Pooh. NY Kia is an honorary member of First and Frame Rates. Kid is an official member, but he's not around as much. And Pooh is legitimately the unofficial member of First and Frame Rates.
He's the gremlin of the group.
Right.
Fuck me. Oh, okay. I see how
take that up in the Discord. Episode 129. We really appreciate you guys. Another great episode talking about these consoles. We talked about some of the free agency.
A super Joker treatment.
A super glitch.
What he deserves.
We had a super glitch in MLB to show 20. Another successful episode. Anything you got before we go?
Yeah, I always wonder what Pooh's talking about half the time. Yeah. So, but thank you for turning off the damn. Just when I was about to thank him.
Say it, never mind.
He put the caps lock back on.
All right, y'all. Thursday we'll be back. We're definitely gonna talk about that MLB The Show finding that we found, and we want your guys' feedback on that. And anything else that comes about, we'll add that too. So we'll see you guys next time. Catch us in the Discord, Twitter. Download this on iTunes, SoundCloud, share it, let people know what we're doing over here. And thanks for the feedback on the last video that I put out too. A lot of good responses and stuff. Good stuff. And check out DJ's video. Definitely. So y'all stay safe. Just like I'm just gonna leave this up before we go. Noble, definitely stay safe. We don't want nobody sick. A little bit of inside baseball. DJ, I said I wasn't going to talk about this. I'm about to say this. I was not going to say this, but I got a scare today. There's a reason why this episode started at 8:00. My son ran a fever leaving daycare today, and I was terrified because you know what the coronavirus, what those symptoms are with this fever stuff, and I was scared. So I went and got some stuff for him. We gave him a bath. We got him to cool down a little bit. And before I did the podcast, we checked his temperature, and his temperature is back down. So everything's good. So I really didn't want to, share that, but I kind of owe it to you guys because y'all know how I am about KB3, and everybody here, been following him ever since he's been born. So, it was a scare, but his temperature did go back down, so we're good. So just wanted to share that real quick. But we'll be back Thursday, and
Yeah, and on the other side, I will be 40 years old.
Yeah, he'll be 40 tomorrow. So give him, your birthday love. Give him some birthday
Whoa,
love.
whoa,
Don't give him
whoa,
your birthday love, but give him
whoa,
some birthday love.
whoa.
You better watch it. Pooh,
With
Pooh
both
might.
hands up like Trump.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa,
Hey, Pooh.
whoa.
Hey, you better watch it. Pooh may slide something to you, bro.
Ew. Hell no.
But no,
No, no.
Noble. He's good. He's good. He's good. I appreciate the prayers, but he's good. Thank you, Pooh, for the prayers as well. But his temperature did go back down, so the scare's gone. So
Oh,
Thursday.
I did not at that. Oh, so that was true. I'll tell you after we go offline.
All right, fellas, we're gonna see you guys Thursday. All right, guys, peace.
Philly sports is the devil.
Oh God.